Welcome back to Crime Besties. We are here on a very, very special day. It is Meg's. It is. We're recording on Meg's birthday.
Oh, and
happy birthday!
Thank you to everyone for the amazing messages that I was just saying. Then they're just pinging away from the socials. Thanks to Emma posting things on there this morning.
As I said, I think I put in our Patreon group. She's going to hate this, so let's get around her. And
well, actually, my little brother. I shouldn't say my little brother. He's much taller than me, but he thought he got me this morning with a bit of a funny joke that he was, sent into the family group chat, and jokes on him actually. Because,
go on.
He sent a message saying, happy birthday to the most incredible person I've ever, had the pleasure of spending of listening to and gaining informative information from. Isn't it? Happy 100th birthday to David Attenborough today. Oh, and by the way, yeah, thanks. Happy birthday, Meg. I wrote back to him and said, this is totally fine. I am very honoured to share a birthday with David Attenborough.
Oh, wouldn't you be?
Wouldn't you be? Also, I am more than half his age, so I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Less than half his age.
More than half. I'm younger.
Yeah, you're less than half his age. If you were half his age, you'd be 50.
Yeah, but so I'm more than 50, more than half. I'm like 60% his age.
Yeah, you're 60% of his age.
Yeah, so that's big.
No, you're 60% younger than he is.
Yeah.
Is that how it works? No, percentage-wise, that doesn't work. But you're younger than him.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're less than half his age.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're less than 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel older than him.
No, you're not.
Because you're less than 50%.
Yeah, no, it's not percentage, it's years. She's also got a cold at the minute, and her brain is not braining today.
So fallen out. Well, until I've got 2 sick kids at home. Yay, happy birthday to me.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me you're a mum. Honestly, of course they had to be sick on your birthday.
Oh, totally. I mean, one of them I could sense was coming down with it.
Okay.
All week I've been like, are you not well?
Is this coming to a head?
And then when I started feeling unwell, I'm like, I think he's given me, I feel like he's been on the verge and now I'm there.
Okay.
But then the younger one comes down this morning going, I don't feel good.
Because originally when you messaged me this morning, you said, Mason's not well. Is it all right if I bring him and, he can sit on the couch?
Fine.
Oh, he's done that before when he's been unwell. And we did not even hear a literal peep out of him. And he's sorted.
My perfect child.
Yeah. But then when a few, 20 minutes later you message, you're like, oh God. Oh God. The other one's sick too. I'm like, oh, that's not going to work.
No, they will fight on the couch instead of being quiet on the couch.
And Piper would be overstimulated.
Oh my God, if Brody came with, because obviously Piper is his child, even though it's your dog.
Yeah.
It's he believes that Piper and him are like soulmates or something.
Well, they are soulmates. Yeah.
Oh God, the list of things he'll come out to me of Mum, I love you so much, but not as much as Piper. I'm like, you don't even live in the same house.
It's insulting, mate.
Yeah, and you have your own dog and a fucking axolotl.
Yeah.
And a frog.
Oh my God.
Piper wins.
No, Piper wins. Yeah, she loves it when he comes over for a visit. Gets all the attention and all of that. So that's really nice. Love it. Yes, absolutely love it.
Life. Yeah.
How's the rest of your week been? If you've been coming down with not feeling 100%, it's not great.
It's been a great week. No, it's been a bit of it's just been busy and as well. So I think that's why I'm run down and sick. But you just soldier on.
Yep. Overdose on vitamin C and
I couldn't even find in my household Panadol this morning.
Have you got
left.
some?
No.
I could have given you some.
Oh no, but I found what I did find in my house was I had 1 box of Aspro Clear.
Oh my God, that is so old person.
I know. Well, I only had it in my house. My niece stayed with me one night and she was a bit unwell and that was all she would have. And so it's been sitting in my house since lite last year that no one else has touched it, So last night when I'm rummaging, going to bed, going, oh God, I've got to take something to go to bed. And and I found that and went, oh, fuck it, this will do.
Oh, yeah, in a pinch that'll do. But it reminds me of my grandma. She always took Aspro Clear, never a tab, the taste of it.
I have to say, it's not.
Wasn't it?
No, it's not what I remember. I remember it as a kid and it being quite tangy.
Awful. Yes, tangy. Yes.
Where no, it felt this. I think
they've
they've obviously
updated the
updated it
flavour.
because it wasn't that bad. It's fairly bland.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's obviously
Well,
and that's
that's
obviously why
something.
she uses it. I think so. You know.
Yeah. Less flavour. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, did it do the trick?
It did last night.
Coming off the back of the Tylenol episode last week, I think, the Aspro Clear, got to give it a go, hey?
So after that episode, I've become more aware of things that you can get into. And it was actually the following day after recording that episode, I was making a sandwich or something and I'd opened the bread up and went, well, someone could tamper with the bread and
Anyone
would never
could get
know.
into bread. But
Bread's
you know what Peter said to me? He's like, which this actually, it just made me go, oh, I mean, yeah. So he's like, they chose to put the cyanide into a capsule, whoever did it.
Yeah.
But you could easily just get his thing was you could get a syringe with cyanide in it, inject it into say a bag of Nobby's nuts or something like that, shake it up.
Nobby's nuts.
Because I think he was like, it smells like almond, bit of almonds, to disguise the smell.
Yeah.
Inject it into there, shake it a bit around.
Bit of that,
and
like a salted nut bag.
Yes, exactly. And then
I'm such a child. Sorry.
That's exactly what I was thinking, a salted nut bag. Is there any other way?
No, that's so true.
But then, so anybody could technically do that, and you wouldn't be able to necessarily see a pin prick through or a needle prick through a nut bag.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's so true. Yeah, I mean, you could. You could do it with all sorts of things, really. But let's not give people ideas, though.
No, that's a fair point, actually. Very
fair
point.
But why would you want to? Freaking hell. But anyway.
Well, that's the thing. Thankfully, 99.99999% of people don't want to do that to other people.
Most people aren't psychotics, but some people are, I guess. Yeah.
So we went away last weekend.
Yes.
We went to the Grampians, to Halls Gap, to an event called The Grape Escape, and it was such a fantastic weekend.
Yeah.
Highly, highly recommend it. It books out very, very quickly, but it was so much fun, and we ended up going up a day early so we could do a hike one day, and I showed you the photo of that with me descending down these rocks. Oh my goodness. I didn't know what I got myself into, but when you're in it, you're like, oh yeah, this is good. It's like a good challenge, and at the end of it I was like, oh, thank God that's over. Can now go to the brewery and have a wine. Yeah, it was really great. It's such a beautiful part of Victoria. It's just stunning.
I haven't been out the way in quite a few years now.
Nor had
I need to go back to,
Yeah.
Because you missed the last trip they did to Halls Gap, the boys, didn't you?
That's right. I couldn't go to
that.
So, and Peter just took the boys on his own. Yeah. And then, there's wild kangaroos and emus everywhere and kookaburras. It was so lovely. Really nice family time.
Not quite warm enough for snakes now, so that's always good too.
Much prefer it that way. The festival had heaps of stuff for the kids to do, so it was just a really nice, really, really lovely weekend.
It was good for kids too in terms of the festival.
Yeah, I mean, probably for Lucas's age was probably maybe max.
Right.
Although they did have a rock climbing wall, which the kids all loved.
All love that, yeah.
And then they had this really big craft area and they could make different wooden things and paint them and
keep those kids busy while the adults drink.
That's it. I mean, duh. And then the boys saw on the little, rundown of what was happening for the day that there was a badminton tournament. And they were like, oh, that's so exciting. We'll go over to the badminton. The net literally went up to Oliver's waist. It was for toddlers, I think.
Right. Yeah, right.
So there were a few things that probably weren't necessarily age appropriate, but still there was still plenty for them to do.
Yeah.
Just even we gave them some money. They wandered around and I'm like, spend it wisely. You've got all day to spend this money. So they walked to all the different stalls and they had a lot of wine tasting stalls, but then they had heaps of other stuff as well.
Stuff like that, and crafts and things.
Yeah, so it's really cool.
Yeah, loved your Meg and Emma stand. That was great.
I know. How about that? Yeah, so this
good.
Meg and Emma, she does, or they do, that they're two friends as well. I went up and said hi to them. And they do.
You didn't tell them? Did you?
No, I didn't. I actually
didn't.
I'd be too embarrassed. I'm like, oh, my friend and I, we have a podcast.
We're Meg and Emma as well.
Yeah. We're Meg and Emma. And or Emma and Meg, as we got
Yes.
in the so, and then anyway, so they make these really beautiful, like sort of, I would say along the lines of like Gorman in terms of their bright prints and stuff, and they make all different bags and T-shirts and
cool.
really cool stuff.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Well,
I love that kind of thing.
Good names, good quality stuff. Eh?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yep. They were living up to the standard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love
absolutely. Absolutely. And then the other thing that came up in my feed the other day is that we are actually a third of the way through the year now, or over now.
Yeah, that's really not right.
Isn't that bizarre? Like, where did the first part of the year go?
Oh, totally. I know. Yeah, it's not okay.
One of my work colleagues said to me yesterday, she's like, next time I'm in your office, I'm going to be like, oh, look, Christmas is coming up. And we'll be like, what? Yeah. It feels like it's
you'll be starting your Christmas shopping soon. You get it done.
I'm not that early. I'm not that early. I was going to say I'm not one of those psychos, but if you are, good on you, because it saves it saves the stress. Now I'm more I tend to do like a November.
You're October, November.
November.
You get started.
Yeah, and then I definitely like to have my list done as in what I'm going to get people. But now because of the Black Friday sales, I tend to do all of my shopping on that day.
I tend to like Black Friday comes and I start then. Like it's like I should be planning but I don't. I literally go, what's here?
Yeah. Need ideas. I need inspiration.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to be more organised this year, just like every other year.
Sure. Well, the people will hold you accountable to that.
Oh, they will, I'm sure.
We'll be getting messages. Have you started your Christmas shopping yet? I know somebody, a person at my work was telling me, I remember her telling me this last year, she starts hers in July and wraps everything. But then
in July, I'd forget what
I would forget. You'd have to have a list, wouldn't you? Because I wouldn't remember.
There's no way I'd remember.
No.
I know. That's why I don't start early, because I know when I have previously done that, I've bought things, put it away going, I'm so organised. And then it comes to like October, November and that sort of thing, and I start buying things and then go, shit, actually I already bought something for that person.
Yeah.
And now I've spent more money and, they can just have both.
Yeah.
Because I'm a sucker for that. I'm like, I don't do the whole like, we'll hold that off till next time.
Yeah.
No.
No, because then you'll forget next time.
Yeah. So I'm like, no, you can have everything. I'd rather give.
I hear.
Yeah. And then, and just spend shitloads of money.
Crazy.
I'm very good at that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Spending money, that's the easy part.
My favourite thing to do.
Oh, same. Just if there was more of it, it'd be great.
Oh, that would be really good.
Yeah.
Endless amounts would be fantastic.
Yeah. Sure would be.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you watch any of the Met Gala? Speaking of endless amounts of money.
I totally did. I love it every year.
So do I. Who was your favourite costume? I'm going to call it costume from this year.
Oh, God, favourite. There's some freaking weird shit.
Do you like the weird shit though?
Yeah, I do.
I love the weird shit.
That I love to have a laugh at it or whatever. I go, are you fucking for real? And how did you put that on?
Yeah.
That's what my thing is of like, it's like more like, what made you decide to do that?
I felt that about the Kardashians, like their little hard booby costumes with their nipple, like the hard nipples.
And
I'm like, what's
maneuver and things? Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, who
was the one that had the person on the back of them?
Oh, I can't remember who that was, but that was a good one.
That was a good one. I really liked that.
Yeah, I liked that too. And Madonna was a standout for me with the ship on her head.
Yes.
Oh, and then all her little floozies, like, waving her her cape or whatever it was up the stairs.
Yeah.
That was cool. She's such a vibe.
Who else? The one that irritated me, though, and I think it's her in general who irritates me, and I feel really not a girl's girl when I say this.
Go.
Blake Lively.
Oh, tell me about it. Oh, no, I'm with you on that. I'm 100. And you know what?
She rocked up so princessy that I'm just like, oh, you can't do that right now.
No.
You can't look like butter wouldn't melt in your mouth right now.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? Just you need to either double down on what you're doing and what you're in this whole court case.
Well, the court case is over.
I know.
Yeah.
Like it was literally that day.
That day, yeah.
To me, that's why I was like, no, you can't. You should not come like a fairy princess. You need to come like, I'm here to stand for the people, kind of. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I get it.
I felt really like, oh no, that doesn't sit right for me.
I just felt like it was a bit samey.
Yeah,
like,
that's it. Well, didn't feel like Met Gala in that sense. Like that's why I was like, you could have gone out here, like, and
and do something different because I loved her dress last year that changed colour. You know how that was gorgeous. Phenomenal. I loved that.
It was
this year. I'm like, oh, you've just fucking done the same thing with heaps of material. Like it's just boring.
Yeah. It didn't do it for me in that sense. Like, to me, last year's one was safe in some senses, like for Met Gala.
Yep.
But at the same time, totally
it had the wow factor.
Like amazing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it fitted in. It wasn't outlandish. Great. Whereas this year's was just like, you could have worn that to the Oscars.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. Whereas these other outfits, there's no way you're wearing them anywhere else other than the Met Gala.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what this year made me realise a lot more, and it was because of the, Lauren Sanchez Bezos and Jeff Bezos having basically put the whole thing on or paid for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is just how the whole thing works. So the celebrities are invited by these like tech billionaires who can actually afford the $100,000 a ticket.
Yeah.
Or it's bought, the spots for the celebrities are bought for them by the fashion houses they represent.
They just want them to wear their dresses.
Yeah.
Or their
and
outfits.
so they're paying $100,000 a plate.
Yeah.
So I read somewhere that it costs $10 million to put on.
Whoa.
$10 million, which I actually thought was cheap. To put on.
Does that include the tickets?
No. And then this year they made $41 million profit.
Surely you could do an event that costs less than $10 million. I mean, I guess in the sense of things like how much in profit you're making on that is, that's a
But then also the $10 million was donated.
Right.
Yeah. That didn't cost the costume, whatever. Whoever the beneficiary of the Met Gala is.
Yeah.
It didn't cost them.
Does it?
The Sanchez.
Okay.
Well, I heard somewhere that Jeff Bezos bought that for Lauren Sanchez Bezos as like an anniversary gift.
Fuck, tell me you've got money without.
I know, right?
You've got money? Like,
I know.
Fuck, that's
here's $10 million so that you can go to an event.
Yeah.
In a slightly underwhelming dress. I know there was meaning behind what she wore. It was like a nod to Madam X and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're sponsoring the event, you could go a bit all out.
Well, you could have chosen your designer at that. You know what I mean? You would have first dibs, surely. Like, yes. I mean, they might not want you necessarily.
Well, politically it'd be an affiliation, wouldn't it? But I'm sure there'd be designers who'd be happy to go along that path.
That'd be a speaking point, if nothing else.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Hey, any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, we have got so many shout outs for today.
So many. It's insane.
It's crazy, but oh my God, we bloody love it. Oh, just really quickly, one other thing I just really quickly wanted to mention. Did you see in the news this week that there has been a $1 million reward announced for an arrest in relation to the Mariam Barter disappearance?
Really?
Yep. The lady vanishes.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Mariam Barter, she went missing. So there's a
very long form
podcast about this, and her daughter Sally Layden is in it.
Yeah.
Very prominently, she's in every episode, and she enlisted the help of, I think there were Channel 7 journalists to help investigate it. And they ended up uncovering so much information. It ended up in an inquest. And, I mean, I think they're pretty sure they know what happened.
Yes.
Oh, they don't know what happened, but they know who did it or who had a hand in it.
Yeah.
But, so go and listen to it because it's a really fascinating story. Very good podcast. Very long. So there are other podcasts about this that do it in a much shorter form. But anyway.
The long form one is so worth. I mean, I know I got to a point where I was listening to it as it was released, released. And it was, I think you and I talked a lot about it when it was coming out and everything. And there is just going along that ride is really well worth it. Like,
yeah, I think so too. The ups and the downs and seeing how things unfold in real time.
On Sally and her family, like the daughter of the woman who went missing, like in her, because this is years and years and years. I mean, God, 40
decades,
years, sort of stuff. Like it's it's quite a lengthy time period that you're talking about that she's gone through this. So
basically, she went overseas and then they never heard from her again.
Yeah,
and in the investigation of this, they found that she changed her name to Florabella. What was it? Marion Ramakel?
Yeah.
And it was like Florabella Natalia Marion Ramakel or something like that.
Really
anyway, sorry, don't quote me exactly on that. But then, and that led to like finding out things about the new surname and who that might relate to and why did she do that. And anyway, it's so fascinating. But anyway, they've just announced a $1 million award for the arrest of anybody involved.
The person involved.
Yeah. So
yeah, someone's got to know something more.
Oh, definitely. Yep. Definitely. Anyway, sorry, I just wanted to mention that.
Great.
And the other thing I want to mention is we are releasing this a couple of days after Mother's Day. So a massive, massive happy Mother's Day to all our lovely listeners. We send all our love and strength to those of you who maybe no longer have your mums or, you know, women who wanted to be mums who might not be. All of those people, you're all in our thoughts. But to everyone else, happy Mother's Day.
Yes. Enjoy the day.
We hope you enjoyed the day.
Enjoy your day.
Yeah.
Everyone does it differently for all sorts of reasons. So we're here with you.
That's it. Yep. That's it. All right, shout-outs for today.
A long list.
It's a long list. Because we've announced our Patreon competition, we have actually had a huge influx. So thank you to everybody who's recently joined, and all of you guys will be now in the draw for our second merch pack. Yes. So that includes Hayley Rooney, Mel Daly, Anna S., Kim O'Loughlin, Tanya Cox, and Melissa Nauper. We really, really appreciate the fact that you guys have come on board. We then have had coffees bought for us as well. So Miss Tan, she has struck again. Miss Tan is she is amazing. She's the one who always says, you are my favorite, and I put you up there in terms of, you know, how much I love it in, like, with Crime Junkie and all these other podcasts, that have so much clout.
Yeah.
The fact that you even think that we're up there, like, really category. Makes us.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And the other thing she said, which I just thought was really gorgeous, she said that she acknowledges the fact that we took a massive leap in starting this podcast, and I just don't think that's something that you and I really reflect on. We just kind of do it and it's done. But it was a big leap. Like, I think
it
back
took us
to
a year or so to actually, take
the
step.
plunge and to really put yourself out there. You know, I mean, sometimes
I want to die. Sometimes
I know when people say things to us, I'm like, oh God, I forget that people listen. But anyway, thank you.
People actually do listen.
People actually listen. And then we had another really lovely, another coffee bought for us by Rose. She's a cleaner, and she said when she's cleaning people's house, she's got out the earbud in and listening to us. And she's like, I really don't think the people who I'm cleaning houses for have any idea what I'm listening to. They probably think she's bopping along to some Taylor Swift or something, and it's, you know, murder and death and crime.
I love that. That's so good.
Yeah. So, sorry,
you've got more,
a little bit more. I'm really sorry. So we also have had some really lovely comments on our socials this week. So Trisha Nisha Thompson, she has been liking so many of our posts and really engaging with our content online. I've just noticed, like, her name often pops up when I'm looking at different things.
Yeah.
She does all the clapping hand emojis and all that sort of stuff. So thank you so much for that support. And then the username TMG, she just wrote on one of our things, you two are the fucking best.
Yes. No, you are.
No, you are. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah. You're all the fucking best guys.
Oh my God, yeah.
For listening.
Incredible.
So thanks. Cool.
Well, if you want to come and join us over at the Patreon, you go in the draw at the moment for a merch pack. So all you need to do is jump over to www.patreon.com/2crimebesties. It's $5 a month. Join us in the Patreon, you get that extra episode a month. And also ad free. You also get a mention on our main feed and you might win an absolute piece of shit merch.
Or any merch. It doesn't have to be the absolute. If you're like, oh God, I couldn't
I've got
wear that.
Stay Curious.
Crime
Besties
on
the jumper
beautiful.
Today too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's lots of things to choose from, and you can tell us what you want in that respect. So, you know, grab a hoodie, a notebook. I think what else do we say in the packs?
Stickers maybe.
And stuff. So, we'll have a chat with the winners when we draw them as to what they've got their eye on and whatever design they wish to have on those items they can choose.
That's it. And if you want to check out our merch, you can do so. We now have a website. Yes. So the merch can be viewed at www.twocrimebesties.com/merch. And that'll take you to the Redbubble website, which is where we host our merch platform. Or you can just check out our new website, which is twocrimebesties.com.
Yeah. We're like official, like
I know.
legit, I feel, with a website now.
I know. Look at us go. Always growing, always learning something.
Oh, Emma's done an incredible job with the website.
Oh, my goodness. But seriously, you were saying you had some issues with the editing software that last week.
Yep.
And I've been trying to figure out how to do a website, for God's sake.
We're learning.
We're constantly learning. So, enjoy.
Yep. I don't think the people understand that side of it in the background, like the messages we send to each other, like, this fucking piece of shit won't let me do this.
What? Technology? What's with this technology? It's not letting us do what we want to do. We sound like our mums. Fucking hell.
Totally. Often, I really should stop hanging shit on her.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually getting to a point. So my in my car, I've got one of those dash cam things, and it was flashing at me the other day. Oh, and I said to Ollie, I'm like, can you just fix it? Like, I don't even know what's wrong with it. Anyway, he did. I don't even know.
I know.
He just knew how to fix it. So I am becoming that. Yeah. We're shifting into that next generation.
But then when that happens, when the boys do that stuff, I immediately turn to them and just say, just remember, I taught you how to use a spoon.
Yep.
Okay.
And to wipe your butt.
We've been there. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. This is all because I taught you other things.
Yeah, that's right.
I am taking some credit.
I crawled so you could walk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. All right, should we get into today's case? Because this banter has gone on for way too long.
God, I don't want to look at the time. Oh, God.
Okay. Everyone's going to be like, all right, get on with the fucking episode already.
Certain people will be like, no. And then there's others that are like,
shut up. Okay.
I pity the person who thinks this is good.
Still my favourite comment. Yeah.
I'm going to get that on a T-shirt.
Yeah, actually, that is so good. Okay, so we are talking today about the Butcher Baker of Alaska. Yeah. And this is going to be a 2-part episode because there is so much to it. So this episode, we're going to chat about a lot of the lead up to what ended up being this absolutely massive, it's actually unquantified at the moment, the crime spree that he went on and the killing spree that he went on. So, as I said, it is a 2-parter. There is so much. there's no way we could have fit this into one episode anyway.
No. Even in the 2 episodes, I really feel like we still will have to brush over some things. Like it will either be if you want to deep dive more of this, please do.
Yeah.
Because there is so much out there. This is what I found researching this, that there is so many different things to research. I didn't finish reading a book that I would have liked to. I want to go back and read that thoroughly because it was kind of like, all right, I'm getting information from there, but I want to look at the breadth of stuff that's out there too. So in the time frame that we had to research for this, there is so much information, as well as no information on certain aspects of this too that is interesting.
I think that warrants a lot of discussion too, and I'm sure we will be bringing that up. Yeah, in multiple situations as we go along.
For sure. Yeah, but we probably, again, trigger warning. There's stuff in this in terms of sexual assaults and things like that, but also just misogynistic pieces of shit. So we'll get there.
Yeah.
So just look after yourselves, people.
Yeah, please do. Please do. I think to really understand this case and Robert Hansen, who, is referred to as the Butcher Baker because of the crimes that he committed and the fact that his profession was that of a baker. We really need to start early on. And when we talk about this a lot when we're talking about perpetrators of these violent acts,
particularly
there is that's right. There is absolutely a pattern of behaviour that starts when they are young. Yeah. And that is 100% the case in this instance as well, because Robert Christian Bose Hansen, he was actually born in the 15th of Feb in 1939 in Estherville, Iowa. They moved he was the oldest of 2 children. His mother was American. Her name was Edna Margaret Hansen, nee Peterson. Yep. And she married a Danish man by the name of Christian Hansen. He was a baker and he owned his own business, and so Robert has obviously followed down that path. The family moved to Richmond, California in 1942. Now, I believe this was in pursuit of another business opportunity for Robert's dad. Yeah. It didn't work out. So by 1949, they moved back to Iowa, and this time they settled in Pocahontas,
Love
I would
that.
love to live in Pocahontas.
It sounds so idyllic until you talk about this guy.
Well, that's it. And you look at, Yep. So Robert was thin, very awkward as a child, had really, really bad acne, and he had a stutter that, I mean, if you're thinking back into the early 40s into the 50s, he was teased relentlessly for that stutter.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, in this day and age, there's, a lot of things that people with a stutter can do in terms of speech therapy, and that was probably not widely known necessarily back then. But I think people are
treatment
also
for it eventually. But
that's it.
Yeah.
But I think people are much more accepting of things these days. It's not
definitely.
I don't think that would happen in this day and age, or
I think
society wouldn't allow it.
Happen, but probably more behind closed doors ish. Whereas this would have been public taunting.
I believe it was.
Yeah.
I think even his teachers used to tease him and sort of mock him.
Yeah, because I mean, in some ways, because there was such a lack of understanding of what it was, a stutter. There would have been people who were like, "Well, just stop doing it." Why would you do that?
Yeah,
there's not an understanding of the fact that he has no
control
over that without actual therapy to work through how to do that. So, that would have sucked. And he did inherit that sort of from his dad too. His dad had a stutter as well. So, and as a child, his stutter was apparently very severe. Yeah.
So
his dad, though, was also deeply religious.
Yeah.
Very strict and disciplined. So his childhood was I didn't really find that his dad was necessarily violent, but very aggressive.
A very hard man.
Firm and very strict of what was and wasn't okay within the household.
Apparently he was quite humorless as well. So there was no sort of fun in their family. It was a very regimented type of household. And look, in terms of abuse, I think certainly verbal abuse in the household.
Yeah.
I didn't sort of see anything in terms of physical abuse.
No. And that's sort of, looking at his childhood, I mean, from previous serial killers we have looked at, you see some stuff where you really go, oh, that is fucking god awful. Yeah. Whereas with him, the most of it is around this teasing,
rejection,
sort of stuff that I don't want to downplay it because that's awful for anyone to go through.
Being bullied is horrific.
Being bullied is horrific, and it's psychological, and it's and I am certainly of someone who believes that psychological stuff can be just as equally as painful as physical abuse. But I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't get the level of abuse that I have heard other serial killers.
I'd agree.
I'm carefully trying to say that without being disrespectful to the people. But,
no, I know. I know what you mean. I see what you're getting at. I think you're right. I think with Robert, it was very psychological. Like the damage to him was very psychological because even his dad. So Robert was naturally left-handed.
Yes,
and his dad basically forced him, as was the time.
But that was pretty much every second kid.
That's right.
If you're left-handed, that's what they did. They basically believed that no one should be left-handed. And that is only up until more recently. Yeah. I would probably say kids during the 80s even.
Oh, yeah.
Potentially early 90s was the same process.
I think you're absolutely right. So, I know people who've had that happen. But then, but I think if you're looking at that from an individual perspective, Robert's he's been teased for his stutter, he's been teased for his acne, he's been told that he can't be left-handed and that's wrong. Like he probably, all those things together, like you can imagine the psychological impact all of that would have.
Absolutely.
And he wanted to please his dad.
Yeah.
And that was, I think it was seemingly impossible. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
That led to then obviously, and then his more later teen years where, hormones kick in and he starts looking for girls. And so the poor guy's got this severe acne that's, scarred him as well in this stage. So his appearance is not, overly appealing, I guess, that he's that in that sense as well. And then he's got the stutter and that.
And he was also little, like he didn't really develop, like he was quite scrawny.
Yeah.
He wasn't really into sports aside from archery. I think that kind of was one of his, and he liked hunting as well, but not into I guess the more popular sports that maybe girls might be more attracted to.
Yeah. But he obviously he would approach girls and he would get rejected. So this obviously played into his psychological abuse, in mind,
trauma.
His mind of his trauma. But I have to say, I just fucking can't with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's fragile men just need to stop with this shit of like that a girl's allowed to say no.
100%.
Female, anyone is allowed to say no, and that shouldn't be something that you then take to this extreme at all.
No, but see, this is like another thing though, which I think plays into, a potential, well, definitely he's got a personality disorder.
Yeah.
And we know that.
Yeah.
It's been diagnosed, and we'll get to that in a minute. But he, in terms of the way that he perceives that is because he thinks he's entitled in a way. Is entitled the right word? I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it is.
I think that's
he's entitled to have a woman love him and want him, and a girl even. Like this is we're talking when he was a teenager. They're allowed to not want to go out with him, and the fact that he, upon rejection, he would get seethingly angry.
Well, there was one story where he saw a girl that he liked, so he followed her home and knocked on her door, and when she answered the door and he asked her out and she said, well, no, I've got a boyfriend. Well, she's not even saying, no, I don't like you, you're this or you're that. No, I have a boyfriend. He went home, got a gun and returned to her house, like threatening her.
Is that going to make her want to go out with you, mate? Seriously.
I just happened to stumble across a social media feed of a post this week that I felt like just summed this up really badly. This is not just a serial killer trait,
unfortunately not.
This is unfortunately fragile men in this society till to this day that they need to fucking get over. That it was a man had posted saying, guys, tell me your worst reaction when from asking a girl out when she said no, right?
Okay.
And all these men were coming into the comments saying, right, she laughed at me, she slammed the door in my face, she, I'm sorry, really, not nice. I'm not saying rejection's never nice. It's never nice, but it's not that bad, right? And then all these women started coming into the comments of and they were responding with what men had done to them that was the worst thing that happened to them when they had said no. And the level of, I'm sorry, that wasn't laughing at them. I mean, there was some bloody horrendous stories these women were writing in there.
I bet.
And I mean, from a personal stance, I can say I was stalked. At one stage, I'm sure you've got stories that can tell where you've, said no to someone and they've reacted incredibly poorly.
Yep.
Every girl has those stories.
Yep.
It's bullshit. The male reaction to rejection and the female reaction of rejecting are very different.
Very. Do you think that as a society that's changing?
No.
Because you don't.
No.
I hope that women of our generation who have young boys are using this time and this generation to shift things in that perspective.
Yeah.
And I know, in terms of respectful relationships and consent and all of those things, it's okay, that the young boys being taught that it's okay for a woman to say no, just as it's okay for you to say no if that's not something that you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean anything necessarily.
Yeah.
You move on.
Yeah. And it's hard to take that no. It's hard.
It's hard for anyone. It's hard for a woman to take a no.
You don't have to go away and be like, oh, that's okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because that wouldn't be human. That's not, it's an emotional thing. But but the fact they don't have the emotional regularity to be able to go, okay, that sucked. My ego's bruised slightly. I'm going to take a moment. And then, okay, after a few
pick
weeks,
yourself back up.
I'm back in there. I'm going to try again, and do it less creepy or something. I don't know.
No, I fully agree.
Yeah, but it just summed it up for me with this guy, that the fragile ego of how rejection has created him to be who he became is fucked up. And that's something that as a society, we need to really work on.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah. So Robert ended up joining, at the end of high school, the Army Reserves. And he lasted like 6 months or something. I don't really know what happened there.
I did the initial training and things. Really, that was about it, though.
Yeah, but didn't.
No.
Then go on. Was there a reason for that?
I'm not 100% sure, but obviously there's a story of like what happened with his leave and things.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that was all part of it.
Okay.
That seemed to spin things another way for him in general in life.
Right, okay.
Yeah, or maybe he didn't intend to. Maybe that was just something they all did a little bit, like, oh, that's what you do when you finish school.
You do
go
your
and do your
basic
training and then go do what you're going to do.
Well, so after that, though, he ended up working as a drill sergeant at the police academy, which I don't really see how that translates, but that's what he did with the Pocahontas Police Agency.
Yeah.
And it was while he was there that he began a relationship with a much younger woman.
Yep.
They actually married, and it was a very, very short-lived marriage. Yep. Again, I don't really... I mean, I know why they split up in the end, but I don't really know what their relationship was like in that short amount of time.
No, they were married for less than a year.
It was 6 months, I think. Yeah. They were married for approximately 6 months. They never had children, anything like that. I think she dodged a bullet. So. I think she absolutely dodged a bullet. I bet you she looks back now and goes, oh, thank God that panned out the way it did.
At the time, I mean, divorcing would have been so scandalous. Particularly, well, I know definitely Robert's family were very religious. I dare say then her family were quite possibly the same. That's how they mingle in their circles. Like that's how they meet most of the time, these young people at this time. So it would have been huge. So I dare say there had to have been there was a very strong reason as to why they split. Yes. But obviously that was enough for her family to support her, I guess, through that, hopefully, and work through it. Yep. We don't know her name.
Nope.
It's not public, and good. I don't think we need to know.
Me too. I hope she's had a wonderful life after this. So the reason that their marriage broke up was because Robert actually set fire to the local school district's bus sheds and buses contained within, and caused an obscene amount of damage in that act. And when he was, arrested and interviewed about it, they were asking him, like, why have you done this? Like, what's this all about? What was the motivation behind it? And he basically said it was to pay back for all of the rejection he received at school.
It was revenge.
It was revenge.
Yeah.
Isn't that horrific? It's just so fucked up.
That's what I'm saying, that these reactions to these things just are so disproportionate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long was he in prison for then?
So for that one, or I don't think he actually even
he served 20 months of a 3-year sentence at the Anamosa State Penitentiary.
But even with that, I do believe there was a lot of day visit. He would go and work and things like that. I don't know that he was necessarily in prison the whole time. I feel like I remember reading somewhere that he would do a work schedule of some sort, outside of the prison.
Yeah, okay. Day release for work.
Release stuff, because that's right, because there was talk of him going and that's right. We'll go back just slightly, that when he was in the army and they went on he had this leave, him and his mate went to New York. And so this was his first exposure. This other guy was obviously a little bit more worldly, I'm guessing. And when they got to New York, he introduced him to a brothel and prostitutes. So they did utilise their services. And Robert rather liked that.
Because he could get what he wanted when he wanted it.
Yeah. So when this occurred, when he was in prison and he was doing these work day release things, it got to a point where prison guards or whatever would drive him to work and back again, but it got to a point where further into his sentence where he would drive himself. And so he liked that, because what he would do is he'd leave work early enough to be able to go to the main street sort of thing, and be able to watch the prostitutes on the street before then going back and returning to the prison. So for the evening. So, there was a little bit of weird shit going on already.
Oh, just even back then, a lot of weird shit.
Yeah.
While he was in prison at that time, a psychiatrist did do a profile on him and diagnosed him with infantile personality. Apparently he was obsessed with revenge. And then he also had low impulse control, a compulsive need for control, overwhelming insecurity, hostility towards women. They said that rejection was absolutely the catalyst for this explosion this fire that he set. was they said that there was a sexual component to this.
Yeah. Which I found interesting.
Found very interesting, but they said there were signs that his sexual urges were becoming intertwined with his need for dominance and punishment, and that arson was a release for that.
Yep.
Because he wasn't getting it elsewhere.
Damn good psychologist whoever saw him at that point, I feel. Yeah. Like, obviously he got out of him, or she got out of him a lot in their sessions.
Yep. And
really
then
interesting.
We also need to acknowledge the fact that arson is one element of the McDonald triad, isn't it? So, I mean, if we're looking at building this serial killer profile, tick, and we've got the trauma in the past.
Potentially there's got to be a head injury somewhere.
Yep. I mean, quite possibly.
I mean, it could have been bullied and beaten at some point. You don't know, like it could have been a hit of a head somewhere like that you know, also involved. So we don't know of anything specific, but you dare say that would have been in there.
There was an excerpt from the psychiatric report that's been released fairly recently, actually. And it says, he is a person who has a great deal of difficulty in expressing his feelings. When these feelings build up, he has to have some kind of release. So at this point, all that he's really committed is arson.
Yeah.
Okay, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Because I guess the other thing that prison taught him and is that he could put on a mask and be whatever person they needed him to be. Like, he was quite clever in that respect. Mm-hmm. And he saw what he needed to do. I mean, in terms of being released early and that kind of thing, that was, I think, manipulation on his side.
Yeah.
Because he's in prison, he started then to develop this goody-goody persona. He did everything he was meant to do.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from, obviously, he wasn't being watched when he was going to the brothels, but anytime he was being not going to the brothels, but driving past them.
Yeah.
Anytime he was being watched, observed, he had this absolutely, you know, I'm actually a good guy. Yeah. I'm just, you know, I just want to get out there and start, you know, my life and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So he really started to put this mask on.
Yeah, definitely.
Around this time. There was a note in one of his files that he was a model prisoner and that he was really quiet. He worked in the prison bakery because that was something that he wanted to follow in, you know, his dad's footsteps. He'd worked in his dad's bakery as a young child, so he certainly had those skills. He didn't cause any trouble, and he was a good boy. There was something else one of the prison guards said, he was a good boy.
Vomit.
Anyway, okay. So
I guess the other thing we should probably mention too is that you've touched on it before about he did enjoy hunting at this point. So even at this stage in his life, I think his dad even got him into it very much so in terms of the hunting and things. They would go out and shoot deer and things like that. So he had quite an array of weapons that he had at home, guns and things like that already.
And he was a good marksman from a young age, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. And fishing too, which, you know, good on him.
Just boring.
Sorry.
Fucking fishing, shooting, not for me. Thank you.
No.
I just want to really quickly have a chat here about this, what I think is like a failed intervention point.
Oh, totally.
And what would have changed because I looked at the psychological report. So you can't read the whole thing, but there's certainly a fair few excerpts that you can find online.
Yeah.
And I'm just so intrigued by looking at what we can even see and going, why the fuck did they not insist that he have psychological support beyond this? Because, like, even in that report, it basically says he ticks one, or we now know two, really.
Yeah.
Pillars of the McDonald triad. Like,
when was the McDonald triad established? Like, would that psychologist have been aware of that at that time?
That's actually a really good point. Let me have a look.
Yeah.
Because I just think, oh my God, you've pinpointed so much here in this psychological analysis of this man, but then there's been no intervention. You haven't actually then tried to, I mean, look, I think in a lot of circumstances with certain psychopaths, there's no rehabilitating.
No.
But why didn't they even try? Why didn't they even start that process? Is it because he put on this facade that he was so perfect and this, you know, and then he fooled them into thinking, oh yeah, this was a one-off, and the parole boards looked at him and gone, oh, he's a model prisoner.
He's learnt from
his mistake.
And look, and I can, at this point, I can sort of, okay. It's the next one that I think is an even bigger point of entry where there should have been more, definitely should have been more ramifications for his actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, because clearly this first psychologist, as I said, it was good at their job. Like, I mean, there's plenty of other, serial killers that we've had assessed by psychologists that you look at reports and go, "Are you fucking kidding me? You've got that wrong." Like, you know, and you've missed that there were things that were missed. Whereas I feel like that psychologist got his number, as much as you possibly could at that 100%.
stage. 100%. So the McDonald triad was first proposed by psychiatrist J.M. McDonald in his 1963 article, and he went to prison in 60, didn't he?
Yeah.
1960.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it's probably just being established kind of out in the in the thought process in the psychology world.
Interesting timing then, maybe.
Yeah.
Like not necessarily knowing what you're looking for.
Not knowing that's what he turned out to be at that stage.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next sort of step in all of this, he's come out of prison.
Yeah.
And he met and married a local woman by the name of, oh my God, Darla.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know her name, but I had to read it.
I have to say, just on that, Darla, because have you watched the movie Frozen Ground?
Yes.
Yeah. So because I loved in that, the woman who plays Darla in that is I love her in The Pit.
Yes, she's so good.
Juxtaposing personalities in those that movie and that show. I mean, go from like the head nurse,
what's her name? Catherine Oh my God, Catherine! Yeah, she's amazing.
She's so good.
Nicolas Cage is in that as well, and
John Cusack.
He
plays Robert Hansen's character in it, and like it's not a great movie, but
it's actually not great.
It's not. No, I'm not a big fan, but I watched it years and years ago, and I watched it very much in the background at one stage this week when I was researching because I had already seen it. But
it's Catherine Lanassa.
Yeah, and then when she came on the screen, I went, "Yes! Oh my God, she's
so good. I love her."
Yeah. I thought I've got to say it to Emma.
I know. Anyway, sorry. So, he met in 1960. So, as he was literally getting out of jail.
Yeah.
While he was in prison, his first marriage was annulled.
Yes.
So because
so that's actually, now you've said that, they didn't divorce. That's maybe how she got around that a bit more, that it was annulled.
Probably because he was in prison.
Yes.
And that does break the sanctity of marriage, probably.
Okay, yeah. So I think, dodged a bullet.
Yep. Oh, 100% dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
In 1963, not long after getting out of prison, he met Darla Heinrichsen.
Yeah.
She was in the process, I think at the time she was studying to become a teacher, and she ended up being a teacher of children with disabilities. So that attracts a very certain type of very caring and compassionate person.
Yes.
And I believe she was. Exactly that.
To this day, she's been, I know a particular writer who not interviewed her, but spent time with her, and he said to this day that she's an incredibly intelligent woman, but just very unassuming. Yeah, he called her complex was a word that I used, that he used, and I thought, that's interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I find decisions she's made interesting, and we will get to that probably more next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep going with that. So they married in 1963 and went on to have 2 children.
Mm-hmm. A boy and a girl.
Yep, a boy and a girl. They moved to Alaska in 1967. He convinced Darla, because she was moving away from her whole family, her support network. She'd grown up in the area. He convinced her to move there for a fresh start. Now, why would he need a fresh start, might you wonder?
Very interesting.
And he wanted to move somewhere where he could pursue his love of hunting and escape his reputation in Iowa. Because, of course, I think in a small city or a small town like Pocahontas, your reputation would precede you. If you've done the things that you've done, you've been in prison, that would be hard to escape. Totally. Even if you genuinely rehabilitated, I think that would be a really tough
There'd certainly be people going, we're not going to that bakery, we'll go to the other bakery, kind of situation. That if that's what he was going to do, that it's like, you'd choose a different bakery if you knew that was the guy who burned down the bus depot.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they moved into, just outside of the main city of Anchorage in Alaska.
Yeah.
And he established a business in that area, and it actually became fairly successful fairly quickly.
Yep. The reason he was able to do that though was a payout though. He got now I've lost that where that was from. What did he get that payout for? It was a insurance claim that turned out to be fraudulent.
Okay. I'm not sure.
No. I can't remember reading it now. It was like $50,000.
Okay.
That he received for some sort of insurance thing. Yeah, and so that's how he set up his bakery, and that he used that money to do that.
Okay, I assumed they must have sold assets.
Yeah, no, it was definitely this. Yeah, I know that's definitely, but now I just cannot put together in my brain.
It's all right. We'll be able to figure it out as we go along.
All good.
So this is one thing that I like, and everywhere you read or listen to anything about this case, it just makes me chuckle. The police officers would always go to his bakery for coffee and donuts every day. I'm like, how stereotypical. Of course they did. But he really supported the police, and he would often give them free coffee and donuts for coming in. He also did a lot of community outreach during this time. So not only he was a coach for one of his kids', I think it was Little League baseball teams. He would give, at the end of the day, there's obviously leftover bread or leftover stuff in a bakery. He would donate all of that to the local homeless shelters.
Yep.
Now, the other thing that we need to note is that Anchorage at this time was undergoing a massive, massive boom. So they were building a pipeline which was for oil that was coming from northern Alaska. Down through. And so what it meant was that the town of Anchorage went from a population of about 60,000 to a population of 200,000 in just over 2 years.
It's huge.
Massive, massive, massive boom. And so you can imagine along with that came a lot of infrastructure and came a lot of need for certain itinerant workers.
Yeah.
In the form of sex workers and
and we should, because I guess we should mention that sex workers exist because people pay for that, and there are certain men who like that.
Yep.
So I always just find it amusing that sex workers get judged for what they do, when at the end of the day you shouldn't be judging them for their work.
No.
Robert Hansen's a baker because people eat bakery goods.
That's it.
Yep. And the police like them.
Yep.
So
and you're a teacher because kids need teaching. Yes, 100%.
So there were people that were moving into that town who are particular kinds of people who do particular jobs. They needed a lot of men working in that area. So therefore, sex workers also came because they knew they'd make money.
They also opened a lot of bars and a lot of establishments like that. So you're right. The demand was there, and the people rose to that need.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Very much so.
It was the girls that were coming to the area were making damn good money.
Yeah.
Like there was a pull for them to come there because there was money to be made.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good on them.
Good on them. No judgment here.
God, no.
So anyway, so we're looking now. Robert's established this, fairly successful business. By this time, Darla had finished her studies and she was working as a teacher. I believe to start with, with any new business, it takes a while to financially get on top of things. So for quite a few years there, Darla was actually the main income earner in the house. And so she was working full time and they had their 2 young children. It's a very typical family setup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, it was, so the tipping point though, and this is when it was looked back on forensically, after everything kind of came about, even once the bakery started earning money, it wasn't being funneled back into the household. Now, just keep that in mind because Robert had access to money that Darla didn't even really know existed.
Yeah.
So I guess we're looking now at also during this time, Robert decided to learn to pilot a light aircraft.
Well, you said learned, but never got a license.
No. Was he mostly self-taught?
I believe so.
I think so too. I think he did have a friend who
I think he can read books and learn how to do it.
Yeah. I think he did have a friend who helped him out, who was a licensed pilot.
Having said, you just mentioned friend.
Yep.
He was a very unusual man in lots of ways, and very, shy is a word that was used about him, in around his neighbours, like kind of the way they would describe him. I'm talking that he was sort of shy and quiet sort of man.
Yep.
And so he didn't have all that many friends. And Darla was very keen for him to have friends. She would literally set up play dates for him to meet people. I think she seems like she was someone who was a little bit a little bit more outgoing, a little bit more confident in herself. I mean, as a teacher, she speaks in front of, groups of kids and things and would get to know local families through that as well with having, being a teacher. So, but she would often approach people and sort of say like, oh, my husband likes hunting and your husband likes hunting. And do you think they'd maybe like to go and do that together? And many of these men would say, oh, yeah, sure, I'll go out with him one day. And they'd go hunting and stuff, but they wouldn't want to go again. Mm-mm. Like they would find him quite unusual. I'm
pretty sure that he only had 2 actual friends. And when I say friends, I mean people he would hang out with semi-regularly.
There were people that he would, and even then when we say friends, like they all sort of found him a bit odd. Mm. But we'll come back to them.
We will come back to them. So, he's learnt how to pilot a plane and he ended up purchasing I wrote
it down.
I told Peter that I would write it down so that
I think it's in my notes for next week.
I actually think it might be in my notes for next week. So stay tuned, Peter, for next week and we'll tell you. Oh, I've got it here.
Piper something, I remember.
It is. It's a Piper PA-18 Super Cub. You're welcome, producer Pete.
There you go.
I wrote that down just for you. It means literally nothing to me. I had to look up a photo of it, so I got a picture in my mind of what it actually looked like. It's very small, 2 seats, not a lot of luggage room.
But like apparently in Alaska, because it's such a huge state and it's also
sparsely populated.
It's sparsely populated, but also like there is like a rough terrain, all these sorts of things that like kind of owning a plane is almost like owning a car sort of situation. It is a bit more like, I mean, to us, owning your own plane seems like, oh gosh, that's, outlandish.
Yeah.
And, let alone, like just to, hire one like as Peter would to go fly. I mean, it's not a cheap thing to do.
No.
So let alone, owning your own plane, that's pretty cool. But it's fairly standardish in Alaska.
Also because a lot of their terrain is inaccessible by vehicles. So if you're a hunter, it's not uncommon to have a plane so that you can get into the wilderness to hunt your deer and then people would build little cabins out there along, man-made airstrips and grassy knolls that they would land their aircraft on. So, as you said, you're absolutely right. It wasn't something that was highly unusual.
No.
In fact, I saw a photo of the airstrip where he kept his plane, where he stored his plane. There were so many planes. It was like a car park. Yeah. So, that just gives you a bit of an idea.
Yeah.
It wasn't unusual, but it was something that he did.
It's still
and something
expensive
that
to
he
do.
owned.
Like, to have, he
to
also
maintain
had a car. Like it's, trying to do all that. But I'm assuming you'd have to pay fees to have it, kept at the airport like that.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we're really starting now to build the identity of like this dueling personality, dueling 2 faces kind of a person. So we've got Bob the Baker, the family man. He was an award-winning hunter. He'd won some prestigious...
Was he though?
Well,
was he though?
That's actually a really good point. We will also talk about that a little bit more next week. So a prestigious hunter, at this stage, this is what we believe.
That's the persona he's putting out there, we'll say.
Yeah. And he was also conversely starting to become a predator in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
So he would frequent strip clubs in the area. And now we've spoken about these sex workers, briefly, but a lot of them would come. Some of them would come for a short time to earn a bit of extra money and then maybe go back to their lives, wherever else in the States they lived. And so, of course, they're probably there's not great record of the employment records or anything like that of the women who are working in these clubs. And so
it's quite a transient lifestyle in that sense.
Very much so, but it's also like I really feel like no one really cared for these girls at all. And I think that's probably true of sex workers the world around.
General,
it's horrible. It's absolutely awful. But
that's the other person who's in that movie. Sorry, it's 50 Cent who plays
50
the pimp.
Cent. Oh, I fucking love 50 Cent.
I love him too.
Oh my God, if you don't follow 50 Cent on the socials, there is something wrong with you. He is amazing. Go and follow him.
My favourite things he ever did was buy out Ja Rule's
I know.
concert, the first 4 rows of his concert just to piss him off.
So he had no one in the front rows. He's so good. I just fucking love him. I love him. Anyway, so during this time, when he first started going to these strip clubs, there were several complaints about him from the sex workers to the police, which would have been a really big barrier to entry. So what that makes me think is that his behaviour was so concerning to them that they were willing to put themselves out there and go to the police where they knew they would face judgment. Yep. They knew they would face, God only knows what, or probably be rejected, to be honest, or just not be believed.
Okay, what do we want me to do about it?
And they still did it anyway. And But I guess the hard thing was these first complaints were that his behaviours were strange and made them feel really uncomfortable. But it wasn't anything
their gut instincts were telling them something,
Yeah. But to me, the fact that their gut instinct propelled them enough to go to the police says a lot.
We need to believe women when they speak about these things. Women. Yes.
What it turned out was that his behaviour towards sex workers was becoming increasingly horrific. And, it's just, absolutely horrible. So basically, we're talking now in the early-ish 70s.
1971.
71. Okay, so sex workers started to disappear. A lot of the times, if they weren't reported, they weren't investigated. If they were reported, went wholly uninvestigated.
Well, because there's an assumption of they could have just gone, moved on. That's what the response would be.
I read a story, or it was a news article that was actually made more recently. So it was obviously reflecting on, times of the past.
Yeah.
But these women would have had friends within.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
These, of course.
Yeah.
Their co-workers, they would have been friends.
Yeah.
And so they would have known if they had just gone home or gone to visit
missing
else.
Because I saw her last night. She said she was going, to go meet this person. That's all she was doing. She was then meant to be at work today and didn't rock up.
Yeah.
That's the stories that were going to the police and the police's reaction to that was, oh, she might have just, decided to go back home where she's from,
But they didn't then follow that up. They didn't investigate that and go, oh, well, maybe let's ring her home and her parents.
Let's check in with people that might know her at home or where she. Well, they would I guess in that sense they would kind of be like, well, we don't know any information about this person.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, even friends, they didn't divulge where they came from a lot of the time, I guess, because a lot of them came from pretty shit homes. I mean, it's why they were seeking out other places, to find themselves in that.
That's a really good point.
So I guess a lot of these young girls would rock up and kind of go, well, I'm not telling you. I won't tell them. They change their names. They, a lot of the times they wouldn't use their proper names.
Yeah.
So it would become difficult to investigate. Not impossible, and could be done if they really wanted to.
Yep.
But it just got put into the too hard basket by the police.
Yep,
too much work for someone they didn't value.
Yep.
Let's just say it as it is.
I think you're absolutely right, and it's horrific and it's horrible.
Yeah.
So I think we'll talk about December 1971.
Yeah. Yep.
So, well, first of all, 1971, Hansen was arrested twice that year.
Yep.
The first time he was arrested for abducting and attempting to rape a housewife. That's a horrible story.
Oh, my God.
Then he raped a sex worker.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry. I was repulsed in an interview with a police officer who was like, well, how do you rape a sex worker? That's not even possible.
Oh, my God.
What?
What the fuck?
Everyone has the right to say no.
Yep.
It just, I know it's the times, but I still can't. It just really infuriates me.
I hope it's just the times, and I would hope that in this day and age that wouldn't be.
Oh, definitely.
Wouldn't be a thing.
God,
do you want to talk a little bit about the housewife?
I haven't got a whole lot on her background, but she was basically. Because I've got it down that, was she a secretary or a housewife? Because every time I read something different.
Oh, okay. I've only written down housewife.
Right. There was a number of spaces where, she was actually said that she worked as a secretary somewhere as well. So I don't know.
Both could be true, I guess.
Both could be true.
Yep.
Yes. But she was a blonde-haired, kind of attractive young woman.
Yeah.
And so she was, I think he propositioned her and she said no. And this is where he said, no, I'm going to
take you and do what I want
So he did abduct her and rape her, which was just absolutely horrific.
Oh, he attempted to rape her. He didn't actually
She got
rape
away.
her.
That's right. So
she fought fucking hard. Good on her.
And amazing. So great on her that she then went straight to the police and reported it. I'm so glad that she had the guts to do that, because I'm sure that, again, these men in these jobs at this police force we're not very open to hearing these sorts of things from women. So she went and reported it, but they did take her very seriously, because she was what? And because she was
beautiful, and she was
and
married, legitimate in a legitimate relationship, and she had children. Like,
It compared to then when a sex worker comes in to explain that she was raped by this person, who she can identify him. They know exactly who this person is. So they do arrest him for both of these. And then he basically...
I think they happened within days of each other,
It was very, very close to each other.
Yeah.
I dare say, my take on this psychologically is that he didn't get to rape the first woman.
Yeah.
He then was like, I need to get this urge out.
Yeah.
And then he's taken the sex worker and
I think
raped
you're
her.
right, yeah.
But so then, so obviously the police have then like arrested him for both these and, looked at him at this. And then they've done a plea deal with him where he will cop to some lesser charges
so
for
he only agreed to accept, in the plea deal.
Yeah.
He had to plead guilty to the abduction
and attempted rape.
Yeah. No, I don't even think...
Take the attempted rape or not?
It pleaded no contest to assault with a deadly weapon for the abduction and attempted rape. Yep. And the rape charge was dropped.
Yeah, but he in all of that, anything that happened to the sex worker was completely dropped.
Yep.
They just wouldn't bother with that one at all. Which is just, it says a lot about where they're at.
Yeah.
And I really think this is a key entry point where he is not held accountable for his actions. But what it also did was teach him that if you take the nice housewife, right, you get punished for that.
Yep.
If you do these same actions to a sex worker, that's fine.
Yep.
And the cops will let you off on that.
Yep. And he's definitely taken that from him. So
Absolutely.
He was sentenced to 5 years in prison for that. He only served 6 months and then had to serve the remainder at a halfway house and work release program.
Yep.
Now, what did he do while he was in this halfway house work release program?
Stalked bloody women on the streets. Yeah.
And indulged in what he wanted to indulge in.
Yep.
Now, at this time, he remained married to his wife.
He did, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Remained married.
Yep.
Is this when, though, too, a further assessment was done on him, and it was recommended that, he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
And it was recommended that it be court-ordered that he take the medication for that. But
it never ended up happening.
Happened. Like, as in, that was recommended but not accepted by the court.
Correct.
So, I mean, again, another entry point of, do I think he was bipolar? I don't know. I don't know. Do I think this medication could have helped? Possibly.
So that actually happened 5 years later.
Right.
So in 1976, that was when he attempted to steal the chainsaw.
Oh, okay, right. Yes,
and he was convicted of larceny, sentenced to 5 years in prison again, and the mandatory psychiatric treatment for manic depression, which we now call bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
He ended up getting off on time served because there was a period of time, I think it was like literally 2 months or 3 months. It was nothing.
Yeah.
While he was awaiting this trial or for all of the paperwork to come through, and they just let him go.
Yeah.
And you're right, they didn't then follow up on his court-mandated medication adherence.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, another failed intervention point.
Yeah. Yep. There were so many points where I think, the courts have let down the women in this. There were points where there could have been a greater level of intervention for him for his psychological issues.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, I know these people, as you said, you can't treat necessarily
not all kinds of psychopathy, no.
But at least you could have got him off the streets. You could have had him, more closely watched. All these sorts of things could have been in place to ensure safety.
Yep.
Because, I mean, it shouldn't go unsaid. his children said that he was a loving father and he was a good father. Mm-hmm. They never had a childhood where he was an abusive person or anything.
No.
So he had elements of him that were, whether that, as you say, it's a mask. I'm not saying that that's not who he truly was.
No.
But he was able to do that. So, I mean, if he'd lived that part of his life and not been allowed access to another part of his life, maybe he could have been, it would have, at least those people would have been safe.
Like, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's just, we have spoken about this in so many episodes as well, is all of these failed intervention points.
Yeah.
And why authorities didn't intervene or didn't follow through on what they should have and what that outcome would have been. We don't know.
No.
But I can pretty safely say that had even just medication adherence for him, I think would have made a big difference.
It could have subdued some of those, impulse control sort of things.
100%.
Yeah,
we don't.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility. We don't know, but I'm sure it wouldn't have done nothing. If nothing else, it would have meant that eyes were on him constantly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were not.
And they were not.
Oh, actually, do you know what? The blinkers were on, because they were seeing some things but not wanting to.
There's that. And there's also something had happened. They'd be like, but that's Bob. That's Bob the baker.
Bob. Yeah.
He's a bit weird. I mean, we know he's a bit weird, but
he's one of the boys.
He's I don't know that he was one of the boys.
No, he wasn't. But they treated him like that.
Yeah, because he gave them free coffee and donuts.
No, just because he was a man, I reckon.
You reckon?
I totally do. When we get down to it, and we'll get to it next week, there are parts of this where I go, that's so fucked up. Yep. That is just men protecting men.
Oh, men behaving badly. It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Men protecting men. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. All right. Do we want to maybe have a quick chat about where we're going to leave this and pick up again next week?
Well, I guess we can sort of just soft entry here maybe to a police officer who was good at this.
Yep.
So as we mentioned before, there were women going missing. And a particular police officer by the name of Maxwell Farrell, who was one of only 2 females on the police force in Anchorage, and badass, shall I say.
Fucking oath.
She's been interviewed.
Girl. She's awesome.
She's great.
Yeah, she's great.
I think she's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, she said her being on the police force was not welcomed. Literally, they did not have a change room they could use at the station. There was nothing for females.
Expectations that she'd be the one to make the coffees and go out and get the lunches. And
treated very poorly by the men's society that the police force was. But she did not give a shit. She was in there to do the job.
She was a fucking badass.
She was bloody good at her job too.
Yeah.
So she saw that this was happening and was investigating she would be one of the people that was investigating these missing people. And she already had flagged with her police, with the Anchorage police, that the possibility of, do we have a serial killer? She was already putting a few things together. So as early as sort of, late 70s sort of stuff, she was flagging that.
Yep.
So we should really just start with her, just kind of go, well, before anyone else knows anything, that has already been spoken about by a female, but no one has listened.
And no one respected her opinion
No.
or her expertise in her role. And it turned out she was the only one who saw what was actually happening.
The clincher for her in this was that a body did turn up, the first body that was found, which we can kind of get into, I guess, at this point.
Yep.
That she investigated, who she was sort of leading investigating in this this body that had turned up. This body would then become known as a Eklutna Annie.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is that the body was found near Eklutna in a very remote area, and has never to this day been identified. But the way that when she investigated this body that had turned up, and the fact that they were unable to identify her, she didn't link to any missing persons that they had on file. And there was reasons to believe that she was possibly a sex worker.
Do you know why? What made them think
what made them think that she was a sex worker?
They found red boots buried near her.
Red CFMBs kind of style.
Yeah,
and nice. So that just means you're a tick.
Tick, sex worker.
Sex worker bang, yeah. I love it. Anyone can wear them.
Yeah.
But yeah. So they were led to believe that she was possibly a sex worker. That she that's what one of the clinches for her was, that this could be a serial killer in the midst, with linking up that there were lots of sex workers who were going missing.
Yeah.
And here's a body. What's going on here? Maybe there's more to these missing stories as well. So she was all over it, I reckon, but she was not being listened to.
Nope.
No.
And they bloody well should have, because who knows what would have happened if they had have.
Absolutely.
And how that could have potentially changed the outcome.
Yes.
As it was. So maybe we might, do you think, leave it here?
Leave it there.
Next week we're going to talk about the victims, how they came to be, who they were, a little bit about who they were, and how this all kind of came to a head.
Absolutely. Get well into it.
That's it.
Excellent. Stay curious, crime besties.
Bye.